Hello, thanks for coming in.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna go over some of your results from your fitness assessment that we
Okay.
did a couple weeks ago.
Sounds good.
So first of all, you were medically cleared for exercise based on you not having any current cardiovascular metabolic diseases and no current symptoms of diseases,
Okay.
and also regularly participating in exercise.
Sounds good.
The next thing was your blood pressure. You were 95 over 55.
Okay, yeah. That's pretty normal for me.
So that's a normal systolic pressure, but your diastolic was slightly low. Normally you want it to be about 60.
So just a little bit low.
Just a little bit low, but you said you were anemic, correct?
Yes.
So that could have an effect on your diastolic blood pressure. Your heart rate was 96 beats a minute, which is in a normal range, but
That's
It's-
pretty high.
it's slightly
That
high.
sounds high.
It's in the normal range of 60 to 100, or 50 to 100, but it's slightly high. Your respiratory rate was normal. Next, we did body composition, so we did the bod pod,
Right.
which is known as the gold standard of body composition. Your BMI was 20.59.
Okay.
So this is just your weight over your height squared, and this was classified in a healthy range.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily use this as your main method of finding your body composition because it doesn't really take into account muscle and other variables. But next we found your body fat percentage on the bod pod, and we found it to be 16.5%,
Okay.
which that's classified as ultra lean. And this body fat's actually typically found in elite athletes.
Mm.
So you're in a healthy range for both weight and body fat percentage. You're at no risk based on your body fat percentage at all. And anything from 15 to 30 is generally considered healthy for females. So you're definitely at the low end of that.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And your BMI is in the normal range of 18.5 to 24.99. And
Okay.
you were at 20, so you're at the low end of that, but still in the normal range.
Okay, yeah.
Next, we did a test to measure your cardiorespiratory fitness. This was the step test. This is where you did the Queen step test
Oh, yeah.
for
With
3
the
minutes
tempo.
with the, yep. And I did a calculation based on your heart rate after the test and found your VO2 max to be 36.26.
Okay.
And the unit for that is milliliters per kilogram per minute.
Okay.
So this is kind of a test to see how well you're able to use oxygen during exercise.
Okay.
And based on this number, you're classified as good for those in your age range.
Okay.
You don't really need to improve your VO2 max to be considered healthy, but there's always room for improvement. So I would recommend reaching the ACSM guidelines of physical activity, trying to reach 150 minutes per week in order to increase your VO2, and that would be of moderate intensity.
Okay.
If you were to do vigorous, you could do about 75 minutes of vigorous activity per week.
Okay.
So for moderate, it'd be 3 or more days, and for vigorous, slightly less than that.
Okay.
Next, we did some strength tests. So we did your bench press strength, your squat strength, and your hand grip strength.
Right.
You did your bench press. We predicted your max to be 58 pounds, which is 0.44 for your strength to body weight
That's pretty
ratio.
bad.
So yeah, the classification for that is very poor.
That's pretty bad.
Your squat was 102 pounds. That was
That's
your
really only my max is 58.
yeah, because you did 55, I think, for 3 reps.
So
we did a
what's
calculation.
the best way you would suggest to improve that?
Well, you
Just
mentioned that you don't
mention-
currently resistance train, so based on the principle of specificity, I would recommend beginning to incorporate upper body movements such as bench pressing into your routine.
Okay.
So lots of multi-joint movements. So I would train specifically bench press in order to increase your bench press, as well as doing every muscle group.
Okay.
The next test we did was the hand grip test. So you had your right hand was 29 kilograms and your left was 24. So your right side was average and your left was considered below average. In order to improve this, you can do just some basic grip strength exercises, as well as if you begin resistance training, your strength will increase by just holding the barbells more
Okay.
and just gripping them harder. Your squat max was predicted to be 102 pounds. And based on comparing this to your body weight, you're kind of in the untrained novice category,
Okay.
which is pretty typical for someone who's not resistance training. So once you begin incorporating squats and benching into your regular exercise protocol, those numbers will go up.
Okay.
Next we did some endurance activities. So we did the YMCA bench press. This was where you benched at a cadence of 60 beats per minute. So you did 30 reps in a minute, and you were able to go for a full minute and do 30 reps. So this is considered average, so decent endurance. The sit-up test we did, how many sit-ups you could do in a minute with a certain protocol, and you got 59, which is considered excellent for girls in your age range. We did the one-legged wall sit, and your numbers were 30 seconds on your right leg and 20 seconds on your left leg.
That was hard, yeah.
That was very hard, and you were below average in those.
Okay.
And then we did your right and left hand grip endurance test, so that was to see how much strength you could maintain for the course of a minute.
Wait, how is that different than the other hand grip? Oh, just
the other one was just
versus
maximal strength, and this was how much you could maintain your strength for a minute.
Got it.
And you maintained 52.9% in your right and only 33% on your left. So
Okay.
both of those are considered below average. A way to increase all these endurance things, besides your core endurance was good, but your bench press endurance could be increased by performing these exercises in the endurance rep ranges based on the ACSM guidelines. So that'd be about 15 to 25 repetitions for both upper and lower body.
Okay.
And then you would see improvements in both your upper body and lower body endurance.
Okay, got it.
Next we did a couple balance tests. So we did the stork protocol. Those where you stood on one leg, hands on your hips, the heel on the inside of your knee, and you stood on one leg, and you were able to go 1 minute and 10 seconds, and this is considered excellent static balance. Then we did a test to test your dynamic balance. We did the star excursion test. This is where you tried to reach as far as you can in 8 different directions, and you did each leg 3 times. So I was able to average your distances and compute that against your leg length, and I found that all your numbers were very comparable from your right to left side, and they were all in the normal range. Actually, they were in the excellent range. So you have excellent balance in the both dynamic and static areas. Okay. Next we did a couple, so you should just work to maintain those balance numbers by doing balance in your regular exercise routine, if possible. You don't need to improve them drastically. Next we did a flexibility assessment. So we did the sit and reach, and you reached 9 centimeters, that's classified as average. We did the trunk rotation, and you were not able to make it back to the line in that one. Remember where you twisted? You were actually 25 centimeters short on both sides, so that's classified as poor. And in your upper body flexibility, we did the back scratch test. And you were able to overlap your fingers by 7 centimeters for this test.
Yeah.
And that was classified as above average.
Okay.
So based on these flexibility numbers, I think the main thing you can improve is your trunk flexibility.
Yeah.
So I would say start to incorporate some rotational movements into your exercise routine, some rotational stretches. You could even train specifically the trunk rotation test in order to increase that. Your hamstring and lower back mobility was fine based on the sit and reach, but you could always improve upon that by performing more hamstring and lower back stretches in your protocol. I'm happy to help show you or help you find some stretches for those. And your upper back flexibility is above average, so you just need to maintain that by doing some shoulder mobility after your workouts and other upper back stretches.
Okay.
So that was all I have for you. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so.
Ways to improve?
No, I think that was all pretty clear, so.
Okay, thanks for stopping in.